Welcome back. Today is Tuesday. We are on the 22nd of November. Time check. Right now it's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. Singapore Asia Time. Welcome back. Really good to see all of you here today. And today we got quite a number of news running all over the place. The one that is kind of affecting the Malaysians in Malaysia is the fact that they don't officially have a government right now. They have what we call a hung government, of which no political parties are able to come round and form a coalition government. So the stock price, especially the stock prices across Bursa Malaysia, they have been falling 3 consecutive days until political stability has been restored. Now that's what's happening in Malaysia. And for the world of the FTX, I mean, it's like, I'm not too sure what's going on, but I think the latest scary number is this. In Singapore, we are ranked number 2, highest number of FTX users worldwide globally. And as it stands, somebody did a tabulation of the unique users or unique visitors to the FTX devices, and they tabulated it's more than 200,000 Singaporeans affected. And as a result, the opposition party is going to raise so many questions in the parliament. The regulator is busy answering all the questions in all the mainstream media. And the more I read it, the more confused I got. I'm not too sure what is the focus and what's the direction. But sometimes when you try to explain, it becomes darker and darker, and everybody all end up getting confused. We are getting confused in Malaysia. We are getting confused in Singapore. And we are also getting confused worldwide. and I'm not too sure how you guys are doing, and I want to start off today paying my respects to one and all who log in today and kind of really see how you guys are doing. And here we go. Let me type off the first message. Welcome back. A big hello to Rose from Bristol. Wow. We have Sun Lee, we have Kelvin, John Tran, Ryan Wong. Welcome, Jacqueline. John Lim from KL. Karen, Aris, and Manfred. Well, welcome back, all of you. And you can say your greetings to one another as well. Wilson, Gerald. Yes, good to see all of you. Really happy, each night when I kind of log into the live stream, really happy to see all of you. And nothing beats live as compared to watching a recorded version of the YouTube, right? And the third piece of news, I really got to show you guys. I mean, it's really, really funny. We are all trying to figure out how did the heck Saudi Arabia is able to defeat Argentina in the first round of the World Cup, right? And I think my classmate really put up a really, really fascinating answer to this interesting question. And I want to make sure I'm able to play this out for all of you, all right? So just make sure, hang on in there. I'm downloading the video clip. I hope I can share this with you guys and just have fun watching this, all right? So, okay, I downloaded the clip and now I can open up the secret of their success. Oh boy, this is really funny. Hang out with all my funny classmates. So here we go. Let me set up the screen, and I hope this is capturing it right. Let me just put it on the side here, right? So the secret of their success. Here we go. Wait. Let me just adjust. Make sure everything is set up nicely for you guys. And here we go. The secret of Saudi Arabia's success to beat up Argentina. Oh boy, look at that, man. Okay, I think they're gonna have the biggest party ever. This is like holy moly. Never ever dream of this happening, and kind of quite a number of shocker every day, right? From the World Cup, and I think first of all, the real shocker to me for the World Cup is the fact that they spent like $190 billion just preparing for this World Cup, as compared to the average spend is about $7 to $9 billion. This is $190 billion. All right, so welcome to Qatar. They are super rich and they can afford to spend this kind of money. And without further ado, I really happy to see all of you. Some of you just pop in and hello, Eltine, Isabella, Liz, Angel, and Calvin is in a Kelong, is it? Chu Fat, Fabian, and welcome to all of you. Now, today, the real big focus of the day is based on the thesis that we are working on. I want to go through with you three important articles. And then, we dive deeper into understanding, okay, what is what is the real message that's going out in the world of oil or energy? I want to start off this first article here, and that is right across. Oil giant BP is a buy as fundamentals remain strong, Citi says in upgrade, right? Now, this was updated about 1 hour ago, and there's kind of a confusion between yesterday and today. First, it was like blowing up on Twitter that, Saudi Arabia agrees together with OPEC to increase the supply of oil after the Americans have made a legal opinion on the fact that Prince MBS is not going to be charged for the murder, for the very cruel murder of one of the Washington Post journalists. All right. So and everyone is saying, okay, this is a give and take. This decided not to come after our prince and potential heir to the crown, and in exchange, they're going to pump more oil to reduce oil price. All right, that was yesterday. Today, complete turnaround, a shift, 180-degree shift. All right, so it's like watching Malaysia election. By the way, those of you who have not caught the video on, I did a video on a Malaysia election on Saturday or on Sunday. On Sunday, I remember, right? That by just watching the body language, you could tell that somebody is calling a bluff, playing a poker game. And true enough, it is a poker game, all right? Nobody has the mandate, and you just can't announce to the world that you are forming the government, and there's no cheering, no shouting, no slogan. Everyone is just like, deer in the headlight. So certain things you can tell just by watching the body language and all that. So we're going to apply the same thinking on the oil market, all right? What is real, what is fake, and potentially how the price will evolve. So let's come back to oil giant BP. Now we're going to work on this first article first, and after that we got two more to work on, all right? So here we go. Growth is one aspect that we believe BP can start to differentiate around versus large cap European peers. We forecast underlying growth almost 2x that of closest peer Shell. And this is one of the target companies we're looking at, highlighting particular growth strength in the company's upstream business through several liquefied natural gas projects. All right. So, I mean, this is like the thesis that everybody is building all the way up to 2023-24. And we read to you the last paragraph. We see market rotation into energy equities as having further to run, even though names in our US coverage already sit at all-time highs, which is true. And everybody just waiting for something to bring it to an even all-time record high, not just all-time high, but all-time record high, right? History says energy equities usually perform well in an earnings recession, Citi's base case for 2023. Okay, so this is the first article. Take it in, absorb, and then We're going to go to the second article, all right? And the second article is something I've been talking for the longest time. Kind of everybody start to feel like immune to it so far, yet it doesn't have a direct impact on your lives. And that's the reason why you start to kind of negate the impact of the war. So I want to show you the latest as of 4 hours ago. There may be no light for a very long time. Ukrainians face a massive test of survival this winter. The word I'm really interested in is winter. And as you know, if you were watching television yesterday, I mean, the first flash of the winter hit United States, and everybody's like, wow, there's a stack up so high, the snow, and it's like they are all calling out winter is very harsh this season. And likewise globally, because we are facing a global warming problem. All right. So if you translate this to the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia, now it's not going to be simple. First of all, there's no peace in sight. The war will keep fighting on. The energy market will be affected. Sanctions continue to be applied across Russia. And who's going to fill the gap? You just can't drill much more oil overnight, and you have to activate the reserves. So 30 minutes before I come on stream live, CNBC was talking to someone from White House talking about the president activating the strategic reserves of oil. Now, one thing is mind-boggling to me. How can you activate the strategic reserves of oil in United States, which has been reserved for specific reasons like acts of God? Now the president is activating the reserves just to bring down oil price. And then here saying like, when the oil price drops to $60, $70, Americans will go and buy more oil. Wow. Today is a day of confusion. From Malaysia to Singapore to the World Cup to the oil market. Everybody like talking in very mysterious language, I mean, what the heck is going on in this world? It's very mysterious language. Somebody is trying to bluff somebody, and everybody playing a poker game, a bluff. I was having a debate with a friend, about FTX. I mean, today is like I'm totally confused. Every piece of article I come across, I read, I say, what the heck is happening to our world? That it's very difficult to differentiate and to discern the truth. And you're trying to read into the person's agenda and say, what's the real reason, So I was kind of lamenting to my friend, in Singapore, as the regulator comes out to explain more about why they have a different treatment between Binance and FTX and all that kind of crap, everybody got more confused. Chinese, we call it 夜描月黑. To translate, that means, as you describe, it becomes darker and darker and darker. At the end of the day, nobody understands what you're talking about. Maybe that's the end game. That's the end game where everybody get confused and everybody just give up trying to find out the truth. Sometimes it works that way. Not too sure what you guys are thinking, right? Yeah, so today is really a confusion day for me. Going out there, and asking God, please give me wisdom. How come it's like Macbeth, fair is foul, foul is fair, hover through the fog and filthy air. Wow. And we are here trying to do a decent, honest day living, trying to work hard, trying to kind of move away the smoke screen and try to connect the dots, right? So it's a well worth endeavor. And I always believe that, if you stop working on your brain, you very soon, something's going to happen. And for this reason, I feel very sad for the longest reigning Prime Minister of Malaysia, and that's none other than Dr. Mahathir. He started at the same time as the founding father of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew. Both of them have, of course, very, very sharp disagreement against each other, resulting in the, the country split, Malaysia and Singapore. That's the history of my country. And he could have a jolly, solid, good legacy, but he chose to run for the recent election. He lost, but worse than that, he couldn't even recover the security deposit he placed to run for election. He lost very badly. So, that really saddens me, because this man has done more good for the country than anything else, but people will always remember the latest thing that you have done, not the thing that you have achieved 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. No, they don't remember those things. They will remember what you did yesterday or today. And then someone circulated a picture of him, which makes my heart even sadder for him. How do I show you this picture? It's like, should I even show you this picture? How many of you want to see this picture? I mean, it's like, it, in a way, it tells the truth about the state of affairs, but at the same time, it's also very, it's very sad to look at the picture, right? So, depends on how you want to view it, all right? So, let me just take out this picture and show you. Wow. Where is it right now? Somewhere, I think. I'm just scrolling down, I don't know, I suddenly feel that I need to address this topic, which I think communicates what I wanted to say. Are you ready? I hope you guys are mentally ready, and then we got to extract certain wisdom from this sharing so that we don't fall into the same trap. This is the picture. Hold on a minute. I don't know how come got people messaging me right now. I just want to make sure I get it. Okay, here we go. This is the picture of Dr. Mahathir. And then this person said this, right? This photograph needs no commentary. That, he was running for election, but he was so old, he was pressing on, exhausted. He sat there and just dozed off. So you see a picture like this, it pains you, because it's like 3 takeaway for me. Number one, when your time is up, when you need to step down, you need to step down. And, but for him, I got a different perspective. He cannot step down. Because once he stepped down, he's already very, very old. Let me go and calculate. How old is Mahathir? He's 97 years old. This man I'm talking about. The longest reigning Prime Minister of Malaysia. 97 years old. Right? And you tell this man to stop what he's doing, let me tell you what's going to happen. Much as is very unpleasant, but I think I'm sharing from the heart of a teacher, from a heart of a fellow human being. For someone so active, suddenly he lost the election, and his time to depart will be very, very soon. Because suddenly, he lost a motivation or goal to pursue. So I wish he could carry on, but he couldn't carry on physically. That means very soon his time will be up. I'm not even making a prediction. I'm making an assessment for someone at 97 years old. Suddenly you take away from the active routine he's used to, go down to zero routine, zero activity, boom, time's up. So this is my first takeaway. And please don't come and scold me for saying things like that, all right? I mean, it's just pure observation as a human. We look at it with a kind heart. Of course, I don't wish any bad things to happen to him, but 97 is really stretching the limit, and I know that once, like anybody out there who goes into retirement, you age super fast. So please don't retire. My advice to all of you: do not think about retirement. There's no such thing as retirement. The moment you stop working, you see the acceleration of your aging super fast. Like how my father gone through retirement. He stopped, working on the factories, and then he came back to Singapore. Wow, super fast, the rate that he aged. Because like you must have something to look forward to. So point number one, step down when it's time for you to step down. Which leads to point number two, sometimes you cannot step down, you have to keep going. So you push and stretch yourself like what Dr. Mahathir did. And at step two, when you push yourself and you lost the election, and suddenly overnight you have nothing to do or nobody's interviewing you or whatever, you accelerate. Which comes to step number three. 97 years old, he's still fighting for Malaysia. What would you do at 97 years old? What would we do at 97 years old? I'm not too sure whether we can live until 97 years old to begin with. The rate I'm eating my sourdough and my chicken rice, I don't think I can live that long. Right? But let's take, for example, you are 97 years old. Think for a moment, at 97 years old, what would you be doing? Would you be like Dr. Mahathir, fighting for the country, fighting for the rakyat, the people? What would you be doing? What would we be doing? Right? I know what I'll be doing. I'll still be watching the stock market. That keeps me going. I'll still be investing. I'll still, turn on my favorite CNBC and just watch it every night. And I'll still connect the dots. I know I'll be doing that. All right. So I'm not too sure what would you be doing, and how do you stretch yourself to cross the finishing line, right? I think he has given his best, and I think his time will be very near. So that's all I want to say about this legend. And here we go. Second article that kind of solemn this video. But all good. We're going to go to the second article about winter, right? Now, this is really tough for Ukraine as a country. Over 10 million Ukrainians have fled since the start of the war. And those who stayed behind have already been pushed to the limits of their resilience. I mean, you're talking about ordinary people called to arms, go and fight the war. Every day there's just bombing, there are deaths around you, there are injuries around you, and you're just ordinary guy go out there to defend your country. How would you feel? And you're going to enter winter, freeze, right? It's going to be very, very tough. This is like 24th of February, the war started, stretched to the limit. By the time we hit 24th of February next year, we will have our 1 year anniversary. But don't talk about the 1 year anniversary first, because officially right now, winter has kicked in. That is crazy, all right? And the World Health Organization warned that the situation facing millions of Ukrainians was life-threatening. Not even about one or two, but millions of Ukrainians. So you go through this article, you know that Russia continues to pound on the country's energy infrastructure. They want to destroy Ukraine totally wipe them out. All right. And around 10 million people in Ukraine currently have no power as a result of Russian strikes on energy facilities over recent weeks, which led me to think about, okay, it'll come to the point where, they cannot take it anymore. Somebody will do something stupid, press a nuke bomb, press a missile, press what? Because this will be the real breaking point. When you are minus 20 degrees Celsius or minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit, you have no food, no heat, and you are getting bombed every day. Right? So this is the real test coming up. And it's during this period, I think my guess is something dramatic will happen. Something really earth-shattering. Not too sure what is that yet, because the more I think about it, my mind go to the dark side already. But the thesis of this is that winter is harsh. We have an ongoing war. As a result, energy price will have to move. That's the thesis we're working on, all right? And I spoke to you all openly about. At the same time, you're making money for energy stocks. On the other hand, some people are dying out of deprivation of energy. So how do you balance that? This is not an easy question to deal with. And all the words are all about life-threatening and all these horrible pictures. So my takeaway from this second article is that the war persists. It's not going to end. There's no peace treaty. And as a result, the demand for energy or oil continues to go up. Right? Which led me to the third and the most important article of the day. Because today is a day of confusion, right? Oh, everything is like so confused. You read and you don't know what to believe really. The third one is the one we're going to spend the most time. Is a exclusive article that just came out from Wall Street Journal. And here we go. Article of the day says this. OPEC Plus eyes output increase ahead of restrictions on Russian oil. Raising oil production will partially reverse the group's contested decision to cut supplies in October. All right? Because they are trying to replenish or to fill the gap based on the restrictions on Russian oil. So I want to get a few dates really nailed down on this article, and then we're going to make sense out of it. A production increase of up to 500,000 barrels a day is now under discussion for OPEC Plus December 4 meeting. So we got a sensitive date right now. I want you guys to nail this down on your calendar. December the 4th. Holy moly. Which is like, that's on a Sunday. December the 4th. And then the mind-boggling is 13, 14 of December. That's the inflation date and the interest rate date, all right? The move will come a day before the European Union is set to impose an embargo on Russian oil, and the group of 7 wealthy nations plans to launch a price cap on Russian crude sales, potentially taking Moscow petroleum supplies off the market. All right, so this is the one that is the trigger. And Saudi hopes to fill up the gap by supplying more oil and to maintain the current price, if not to push the price up. As simple as that. This is all very commercial, right? So you go on this here way. The Saudi energy minister came out to deny the reports and said a production cut was possible instead. So he's denying that. So this is the really, really confusing part. Some say they want to increase, some say they want to reduce or cut. So we really do not know until 4th of December, because this is ongoing, very dynamic, very fluid. Anything could have changed in the last minute, just like Malaysia election. Right? So if you look at all this, then they brought out about the immunity. Talk of a production increase has emerged, kind of like there's a backdoor dealing, right? Backdoor dealing between President Joe Biden and Prince MBS, that a federal court, Biden administration told a federal court judge that Saudi Crown Prince MBS should have sovereign immunity from a US federal lawsuit related to the brutal killing of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The immunity decision amounted to a concession to Prince Mohammed, bolstering his standing as the kingdom's de facto ruler after the Biden administration tried for months to isolate him. That is very difficult decision. Thou shall not kill, and and this red box is very sensitive. I can't comment further. All right. So, is there a backdoor dealing going on? That's why they agreed to pump more oil, or is the reason or an excuse to fill up the gap because of the Russian sanction? Nobody knows the truth. All right. Only those responsible for it. But all in, you can do all this trickery, all this smoke screen. Nothing runs away from what fact? One thing for sure, right now, you can go and finish all this article. One thing for sure is that not just the Ukrainians, the whole world is facing a very tough winter season. This test of survival is not just the Ukrainians. The way I read the article is a test of survival for the entire world. So that's the reason why this is so important, right? So I've gone through this. Few companies' names were being mentioned. First one is BP, British Petroleum, and we're going to take a look at the stock chart. And here we go. Click on the stock chart right here, and really interesting is right now on the triple peaks. Look at this triple peaks. Holy moly. Right? Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. It's all-time high. Is there more room to grow? I'm not too sure. Is this the best time to go in? I'm not too sure, because this is something I share with my students. And then you look at Shell, SHEL, ding. Right? This guy is still below the all-time high. It's floating around here. Okay? And you look at this and you walk through the journey of there's a winter coming, the war is still fighting. Is the world getting any better? No, it's going to be tough, because how tough is tough? When does winter end? 2023. It will end only on 21st of March. So you have to go through December, January, February, 3 months of hell. Okay? And all this in the midst of waiting for China to wake up. And of course, China has another set of issues which I'm thinking ahead. Finally, I believe that China will have to buy Pfizer or Moderna vaccines. I'm working on that idea, still in my mind. And when to activate the process to get in, get out, I probably talk about it tomorrow in the Cozy Live Trading. So for those of you who are our students, if you're watching, some of you start getting into the bad habit of saying, I want to watch the recording. I urge you not. Nothing compares to watching live, and then you see how I engage with your questions and answer you on the spot. So if you can, please turn up live. Don't go and watch the recording. You are not motivated one, I can tell you for sure. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about China. I'm going to talk about oil. I'm going to talk about so many things. Right. But tonight, the focus is on energy, and a few names have been brought up. I mean, we have all the great energy stocks from ExxonMobil, from Shell, Chevron, Occidental, many, many great energy stocks to play. But how to play in view of the latest revelation that OPEC Plus might increase supply, and there's an upcoming winter. Is there going to have a war breakout? Nobody can tell. But this is the topic of the day. So today I'm really at a state of confusion. Read too many confusing news already. I need to kind of detox myself and start off clean. So I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. And if you like to know finally what is the trade I fire off, then you can join me on the Don't Stop Believing trade notification. I'll be doing that right after this. I'll need about another 1 hour or 2 hours more to do the analysis work, and then I'll fire off the trade. All right. I think this is the moment in time we're waiting for this particular trade. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. And tomorrow, there will not be any YouTube live stream because I'll be doing the cozy live trading. That's Wednesday. Thursday, I'll be doing a master class. And then Friday, I'll be traveling. So it's kind of a crazy week for me as well. But I really enjoy each live stream that I bring to you. Thank you. May God bless you. Goodbye.